Hello, my name is Samantha, and today I have a practice for you that could be classed as a bit of a spring clean. We're going to be warming up the joints, massaging those internal organs, and clearing out any blockages that may be held up in our energetic systems. So it should be leaving you feeling like there's a bit more of a spring in your step. So find a comfortable place to practice, and let's get started. Okay, so you should have found yourself a nice spot to come and practice in. So make yourself comfortable in an easy sit. So I've propped myself up on a cushion. If you've got a blanket or something else you prefer to sit on, use that, and otherwise come and sit comfortably on the ground. Just make sure that your knees aren't above your hips. So let's take a moment just to ground down into the moment and notice how you feel. So this could help if you close your eyes or find a soft focus point on the ground. And take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out. Lift up through the crown of your head as though there's a thread pulling from the ceiling, just lifting you up ever so gently. And drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel your sitting bones underneath you, the support of the earth. And become aware of the space around you and inside of you. Try not to have any judgment. And allow any of those thoughts just to move into the background while you focus on your breathing. Bring a slight smile to your face. Don't take this all too seriously. It's just a nice little bit of me time. And then gently start to shift your weight from one sitting bone to the other. And you'll notice that your spine starts to move laterally. So imagine that your spine is like a snake moving through the grass. So shifting your weight back and forth. Waking up the spine. Stimulating the cerebral fluid and the energy that runs up and down the spine. This is a great thing to do if you do find it a little bit difficult to do silent sitting or meditation, that when you first come to sit, you bring a little bit of a shake. It's also known as shaking your dragon's tail. So shake that tail, wag it back and forth, and find that wag moving up your spine. And when you feel you've had enough, come back to stillness. And notice how you feel. Maybe you feel a little bit of a tingle and a buzz, a warmth in your spine and in your limbs. And just enjoy the sensations and your experience in the moment. And then bat open your eyes and remove anything that you may be sitting on. And we're going to start first by stretching out the insides of our legs. So come into a wide sit. This is a good place where you might want to prop your sit bones up. If you find that your legs do bend, or find something to prop underneath your legs. Lift again up through your spine and tilt your pelvis forward, so it might help just to pull out your butt cheeks. Find your comfortable spot within this posture. And then place your left hand next to your left knee. And as we breathe in, we're going to open up our right arm to the back of you, opening your chest towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, we draw our right arm up and over our head. We're reaching in the direction of our toes, but it's not necessary to reach down to your toes. Breathe in, we're going to open up the chest again, reaching your arm behind you. And as you exhale, keeping the chest shining towards the ceiling, we stretch over in the direct direction of our toes. Let's do that one more time, reaching up, reaching behind us. We can look towards our right hand. And as we exhale, reach again towards your left toes. The idea is that your chest, your rib cage stays shining up in the direction of the ceiling. And you can either leave your arm here or rest it on your head. And if you have a little bit of space, reach down towards your toes. Try and find a place of stillness in this posture and continue to breathe. Noticing the sensations, noticing how you feel. On an exhalation, we'll release you from this posture and come down and sweep your arms through center, bringing your right hand down towards your right knee. On an inhalation, we're going to lift and open up to the left-hand side, looking towards your left hand behind you. And as you exhale, reach that left hand towards your right toes. Again, we're going to breathe in and open. And breathe out, reach towards the toes. Feel that nice stretch in your side body. And breathe in and open. Opening up that shoulder joint, creating space to fill the lungs as you breathe in. And as you exhale, let's bring the hand in the direction of the toes. And we'll pause here, find your version. Making sure that your chest is turned towards the ceiling as much as feels comfortable, but that we're not collapsing over. And on your next inhalation, let's draw our body upwards. Just take a moment to climatize, to notice how you feel. Before we exhale and walk our fingers forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Now this is a good place where you can use a cushion to prop your arms up if you don't feel like you quite have the space in your back at the moment. And otherwise you can place your hands on the ground and walk them out further if you feel like you need a little bit more. Relax your head down, relax your shoulders away from your ears. And breathe into your back. Releasing any tension on your exhalations. Let's stay here for 3 more nice long deep breaths. Smiling inwardly, taking note of any thoughts that may pop by and letting them go again. And on your next inhalation, raise yourself up nice and gently, coming to an upright sit. And again, just take that moment to check in, notice how you feel. And then bring your legs together. And let's roll on to our hands and knees. So your hands are placed underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hip joints. Nice straight spine, stretching the crown of your head away from your tail. And we're going to breathe in, drawing our navel down towards the earth while lifting our tail and our chest upwards. And exhale, tuck the tail, tuck your chin and round the back. Let's do that a few more times. Cat-cow, drawing your navel down on an inhalation and rounding the back on your exhalation. Breathing in, we fill the lungs as we open our chest. And as we exhale, we compress and breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, navel towards the earth. And exhale, rounding the back. Come back to a flat back, your table, and step your hands out in front of you just ever so slightly. Tuck your toes under, and on an exhalation, we're going to lift ourselves up. Now keep your knees bent as generously as needed. Make sure that your shoulders are turned outwards and away from your ears and that you're pressing your hands into the ground. We want to create length in the spine, so lift your tail up and allow your head and shoulders to relax. Maybe you want to pedal it through, so take your dog for a walk. Make it your version. So move the joints the way you feel is necessary. And then come to stillness. And so the importance of a downward facing dog is a nice long straight spine. So if your feet don't come flat on the ground, don't worry about it. That will come as you warm up and as you graduate into lengthening those muscles. On your next inhalation, we're going to reach our right leg up behind us, reaching away from the ground. And on an exhalation, we're going to stack the hips so that our right foot hangs down. We're opening our hips up to the right-hand side. You can almost see your toes underneath your right armpit chest. Again, you're keeping your shoulders and your neck relaxed. Continue to breathe, don't hold your breath here. And as you inhale, reach your leg up behind you. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, almost as though you're coming into a high plank. Exhale, reach your leg up behind you. And release your foot down to the earth. Pedal it out in your downward facing dog. And then come to stillness. And your next inhalation, we're going to reach your left leg up behind you. Reaching, and exhale, stack the hips, opening up to the left-hand side. Left foot hanging heavy to the right-hand side. Breathe through it. Make sure that your shoulders are parallel with the ground. And then breathe in, reach your leg back up behind you. Exhale, bring your knee to nose. In almost a high plank. And exhale, reach your leg up behind you. And bring it down to the ground. And we'll move through a vinyasa, so come into a high plank. Place your knees on the ground, and as you exhale, bring your nose in the direction of the mat. Breathe in, we're going to raise up into baby cobra arms, where your hands can be placed wide to the side of you. Exhale, bring your nose down towards the mat. Tuck your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes under. We'll lift up to a high plank and a downward facing dog. Breathe through it. Try and find a place of softness. Make it your own. And this time we're going to reach our right leg up behind us once again. And this time we're going to breathe out, bringing our right knee towards our nose But this time we're going to step our right foot up between our hands, framed by the hands. So move back and forward just to soften those joints. And then we'll step up so that our back foot is at a slight angle on the mat. Our front foot is underneath our front knee. And as we breathe in, we're going to reach our arms up above us. Now go through your checkpoints. Make sure that you're not standing on a tightrope. Your front knee above the front foot, the back foot at a slight angle. The hip points are pointing forward, and we're going to breathe in and reach our arms up above our head. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always keep your hands at your chest, but make sure that your posture is strong. So pushing your feet into the ground to create strong foundations. Tucking the tail under, lifting the pubic bone so that our hips can point forward. Breathing in, we reach up, yet at the same time keeping your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Now take a moment to go through your checkpoints and internalize the posture so that you remember how it feels. Don't forget to breathe, so take a nice deep breath in and out. And on your next exhalation, we're going to draw our hands down. We're tilting at the pelvis, and we bring our right shoulder in the direction of our right knee. Our feet are still pressing into the mat, and we bring our arms up behind us. The palms are facing outwards, and we allow our head to hang heavy, but we're not crashing our weight into our right knee. So we're still supporting ourselves, using that upward lift to hold us above the ground. Feet pressing into the mat. And again, go through your checkpoints. Internalize this posture so that you can remember how it feels. And on your next exhalation, release your hands down, and we're going to sweep our hands through center. So we're pivoting on our feet so that our toes are pointing to the long edge of our mat. The knees are not locked, and we allow our head to hang down heavy. Now, if you don't have quite as much space in the back of your legs, you can stay here with a nice flat back and allow your head to hang heavy when you found your version. You may want to bring a little bit of movement to the posture just as we're warming up and softening those joints. Being kind to your knees. You've only got two, they're complicated, so don't break them. Relax those shoulders and relax your head. And then find a point of stillness, lifting your tailbone so that you can grow that length in the backs of your legs while stretching out those meridians, stretching out those tendons and muscles. Breathe in, we're going to lift ourselves up to a flat back. Your fingers can stay on the ground underneath you. And as you exhale, bring your head again down towards the earth. We're now going to walk our hands further through to frame our left foot, pivot on your back foot so that it's pointing forward, and then step up and place it on the ground at a slight angle. Again, we can just shift our weight back and forth just to soften those joints. And then on an inhalation, we're going to raise our upper body upwards. Make sure you're not on that tightrope. Front knee over the front foot. And the back foot at a slight angle, not locking in your knee. Breathe in, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears, hip points pointing forward. Breathe into it. Opening up your front line, so your front body, and you can bend backwards as you start to find a little bit more space in your spine. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we are drawing our left shoulder towards our left knee and reaching our arms up behind us as we relax our shoulder and head down, pressing our feet into the ground for stabilization. Breathe into it. Internalizing that posture once again. And exhale, bring your hands down towards the mat, walking them back through to center, pivoting your feet to face the long edge of the mat. Allow your head to hang heavy as you exhale. Breathe in, we're going to lift up to that flat back. So press the side edges of your feet into the mat so that you can lift and lengthen. And exhale, release your head down towards the mat. Walking our hands through to the right hand foot, framing the right foot. Step our foot up ever so slightly again, and we'll go through the whole sequence again. So our feet are pressing into the mat. Breathing in, we'll reach our arms up above the head, shoulders away from the ears. Go through your checkpoints. Breathe in and create length. And as you exhale, right shoulder in the direction of your right knee, head hangs down, reach your arms up behind you, shoulders are away from the ears. Exhale, release your hands down and sweep them through the center, pivoting on your feet, facing the long side of your mat. We breathe in and lift up to a flat back. Exhale, head down towards the mat, and we'll walk our hands through to our left foot. Step up slightly and breathe in, pushing our feet into the ground to create lift. Reaching our arms away from, up towards the ceiling, Breathe in, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hinge at the hips, bringing your left shoulder towards your left knee. Reaching your arms up behind you. Exhale, sweep your hands down, and we'll come through center. Pivoting on the feet to face the long side of your mat, we hang down heavy. Breathing in, we're creating space to fill those lungs, create length in your spine. And exhale, head down towards the mat. We'll walk through back to the right hand side, pivoting on the feet. Make sure you're not on that tightrope. Pressing the feet into the ground on an inhalation, we reach up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, you fill the lungs as you create space. Hip points pointing forward, front knee over the front foot. And exhale, coming back down towards the earth to reach our arms up behind us. Humble warrior. Exhale, release your hands down, and we'll walk through to center, pivoting on the feet. Breathe in, lift up to flat back. And breathe out, head down towards the earth. Walking the hands round to the left foot. Again, framing the left foot, stepping up halfway, back foot at an angle. Breathe in, we reach our arms up towards the ceiling, coming into warrior one. Shoulders away from the ears, hip points pointing forward. Exhale, we're going to come back down into that humble warrior. Reaching the arms up behind us. And on an exhalation, float our hands down and back through to center. Head hangs heavy. Exhale completely. Breathing in, we lift up to a flat back. Exhale, head towards the earth, floating our hands round to the right hand foot, pivoting on the feet. Breathing in, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling. Now, as we've internalized these postures, try and move into a moving meditation. So as we exhale, we move into the next posture of a humble warrior, reaching our arms up behind us. Exhale, we float our hands down and come through to center. Breathe in, lift up to a flat back. And breathe out, head towards the mat and float our arms around to the left-hand side. Breathing in, press the feet into the earth as you raise your arms up above your head into Warrior One. Exhale, floating our hands down and reaching them up behind us. Breathing in. Breathing out, float your hands down and come through center, pivoting on the feet. Breathing in, we lift up to a flat back. Exhale, crown towards the earth. You're not locked in the joints. And we're going to come back round to the right-hand side, framing the right foot, pushing into the ground as we breathe in and reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Let's do this one more time. So we're reaching, filling the lungs, and exhale, coming down. Humble warrior, reaching the arms up behind you. Exhale, bring your hands down and float them through center. Breathe in, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, we're coming back round to the left-hand side. Breathe in and we reach up, staying strong but with a yin attitude, nice and soft, while in a yang posture. A beautiful balance of yin and yang. Exhale, come into your humble warrior, arms reaching up behind you. Effortless effort. Exhale, release your hands down, come to center. Breathing in, lifting up to a flat back. And exhale, head towards the earth. Floating our hands back round to the right. We're going to breathe into our final Warrior One, reaching up towards the ceiling. Filling up, reaching out, yet staying soft and strong at the same time. Exhale, coming down towards the earth. We'll frame our right foot and this time step back into a high plank, placing your knees on the ground at any time that feels necessary. Otherwise, staying here, hug your elbows into the side body and exhale, come down towards the earth. Breathe in, place your hands next to your shoulders and lift up to a baby cobra. And exhale, nose to mat. Let's do that 2 more times. So breathe in, lifting up. And breathing out, nose to mat. Breathing in, feel that compression on your lower spine. And exhale, nose to mat. And take that well-deserved rest. You can place your forehead on your hands. Maybe shift your weight from side to side. Just give your pelvis a little wiggle. And then find that place of stillness. And when you're ready, place your hands again underneath your shoulders and we'll push through. Tuck your toes under and lift up into your final downward facing dog. Just pedal through. And when you're ready, let's walk up halfway. And we're going to place our feet nice and wide on the mat and come slowly, slowly down into our yogi squat. So find your version. Your feet do not have to be flat on the ground. Wiggle your way through it until you find that comfortable spot. If you do find that your feet don't touch the ground or that it's too much pressure, you can always use a cushion to sit on. Still get the same effect. You're pressing your knees out to the side and creating length in the spine by lifting up through the crown of the head. This is a great way to realign the spine and massage those internal organs. Breathe into it. And when you're ready, you can release yourself from the posture. So if you're sitting on a cushion, come off of it. Come down gently, gently onto the ground. Reach your legs out in front of you. And breathe in, we'll float our arms up above the head. And as you exhale, we're going to tilt from the hips. So shifting your pelvis forward. Your knees do not have to be straight. You come down as far as feels comfortable for you. Keeping that spine straight. And on an inhalation, we'll lift up again. Reaching for the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, come down with your hands in the direction of your feet. Find your version. We're all at different places. Breathe in. We're going to reach up one more time. And breathe out. Come down into a forward fold where we're going to pause for a moment. So like I said, find the sweet spot for you. Find your version. And maybe that's with bent legs, but maybe it's with straight ones. And when you found your version, relax your head down and breathe into the posture. You don't want to be feeling any pinching or tingling. If so, you're going to gently bring yourself out of the posture until you find a version that's comfortable. If you feel like you can go a little bit further, then gently, gently move yourself down, creating more length in your legs. Not forgetting to breathe. And see if you can find a softness on your exhalations, releasing any tension. Take 2 more nice deep breaths. And then breathing in, we're going to lift up. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. Lifting up through the crown of your head, keeping those shoulders away from your ears, a soft smile on your face, and gentle breathing into your abdomen. And when you're ready, we can come into that delicious pose of Shavasana, a ground hug, and relax yourself down. Allow your feet to hang heavy out to the side, your palms facing upwards, tucking your shoulder blades under. And really surrender your weight to the earth and indulge in this last moment of me time before moving out into the rest of your day with that spring in your step.